Yes, Assalamualaikum. Once again, welcome to our comprehensive Blender course. Whether you are just starting out or looking to refine your 3D skills, you have come to the right place. In this complete course, we are diving deep into the Blender 3D, covering everything from basics to advanced techniques. We will explore modeling, lighting, UV mapping, and rendering, ensuring you have all the tools you need to create stunning 3D art. By the end of this course, you will have the skills to bring your creative visions to life. Or whether you are an absolute beginner or looking to sharpen your skills, this course is designed to help you master Blender in a fun and some interactive way. We will start with the basics and gradually work our way to get more advanced techniques, ensuring you have a solid foundation and the confidence to create stunning 3D projects. So grab your computer, fire up Blender, and let's get started on this exciting journey together. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest tutorials. So let's create something amazing. Blender is a free and open source 3D creation software that can be used for a variety of purposes such as modeling, animation, rigging, simulation, rendering, and most important, composition. Furthermore, Blender has a powerful basically interface that allows users to create complex 3D models and animation with simple and easy modifiers. Basically, Blender interface is composed of different areas such as the 3D viewport, the outliner, and the properties panel, right? Understanding how these areas work together is the first step in mastering the basic interface. Furthermore, Blender allows you to customize the interface to your own liking, right? You can rearrange windows, add or remove different panels, and adjust the size of windows also. Blender also has a keyboard shortcuts that can speed up your workflow. You can even find a list of shortcuts in the preferences window under the key map tab. Okay, are you getting my point? So in the basic interface, at first we have the info window, as you see in the screen. Also in the top we have the info window. In info window we have multiple options like file, edit, render. In the modeling we have layout, sculpting, UV editing, texture paint, animation, and rendering. Okay, so there are multiple options in the info window. Furthermore, we have on the left side we have tool panel. In tool panel we have a scale, move, rotate, and other tools that we are using in our model, right? On the right side we have the outliner window. So anything you want to model in Blender, you can even change the name of that model in the outliner window. Okay, you can also hide or you can change the name of that model. So in properties window we have the multiple option like render setting, materials, okay, simulation, and most importantly modifiers. Okay, whereas in the bottom we have the timeline window. So overall I would say that Blender interface takes time and practice. With patience and persistence, you can become proficient in using Blender to create amazing 3D projects. Okay, so at first I'm going to add some mesh object. Okay, so for this simply type Shift A and select mesh from the drop down menu. Okay, then you have to select any of the mesh object that you want to create. Okay, so let's say I want to create a cube. Simply type select cube and it will appear on your screen. Okay, so now you can tweak this box in different ways. Okay, you can even move this, rotate, or you can scale this in different aspects. For example, I just want to move this box in X, Y, and Z direction. Okay, so we have the shortcut key that is GX for X direction, okay, GY in the Y direction, and GZ in the Z direction. So let's do this. If I press GX, now you can see the box is moving in X direction. Okay, so again if I press GY, then the box will move in Y direction, and if I press simply GZ, so my box now is moving in Z direction. Okay, so you can tweak this model according to your requirement. For just move, the shortcut key for moving is for move command is simply G. Okay, G plus the direction, whether it is X, Y or Z. Next we have the scale command. Okay, so if I just want to scale this box, then simply I will type S and X. Okay, so it will scale in X direction, and if I type S and Y, it will scale in Y direction. As you see, it is scaling in Y direction, and if I type SZ, so it will scale in Z direction, as you see this. Okay, you can tweak this according to your requirement. Okay, are you getting my point? So next we have the rotate command. So you can also tweak this box in with the help of rotate command. So let's say if I just want to rotate this box in X direction, so then the shortcut key will be RX. Okay, if I press RX, then my box is going to be rotated in X direction. If I press RY, then this box is going to rotate in Y direction, and if I press RZ, then it will be rotating Z direction. Okay, so this is how you will tweak this model in different shape. Now let's just add some other shapes, other mesh objects. Okay, so simply type Shift A, again go to mesh, and we can also use we have UV sphere. Okay, you can select this one from the left, select the move, and now with the help of these arrows you can move this box like this. Okay, this one. Again, let's add some other mesh objects. Shift A, go to mesh, then we have cylinder. Okay, you can again with the help of move command you can move this a little bit. Now if I just want to scale this box sphere, so simply the shortcut key will be S and X in the X direction, S and Y in the Y direction, and S and Z in the Z direction. Okay, moving forward, you can even use modifiers to modify your mesh in some non-destructive way. Okay, to add a modifier, simply go to the properties panel on the right side of the screen, on the right side of the interference, and then simply click on the modifier button. You have multiple modifiers, okay, like mirror modifier, subdivision modifier, then we have some physical properties, okay, liquid simulation and all that. We have multiple things. Okay, so you can use these modifiers in your model according to the requirements. Next we have the texture and UV mapping. So you can also add textures to your mesh by simply UV mapping. To do this, you need to at first you need to unwrap the mesh and create a texture in some image editing software. Okay, it doesn't matter which image editing software are you using, whether it is Photoshop or some other software, but the point is that quality has to be good. Okay, next in the final we have rendering. So once you have finalized modeling your object, you can even render it using Blender built-in rendering engine, that is EV and cycles rendering engine. Okay, so to do this, simply go to the render tab in the properties panel and simply click on render. So these are just some of the basic steps to get started with modeling in Blender, but there are many more advanced features and techniques that you can explore as you become more familiar with the software. First, I'm just going to create a simple cube. Okay, so for this, simply type Shift A, and in the drop down menu we have the option that is mesh, and create a simple cube. Okay, like this. You can scale it down a little bit, right. Now in the properties panel we have the option that is material properties. Okay, as you see on the screen, also click on material properties. Now click on the plus icon and make a new material slot. Now click new, and you can even change the name of the material. Okay, I'm just leaving it. Now scroll down a little bit. We have different options like base color, substance and etc. Okay, so in the base color we have this yellow dot. Click on this one and apply the image texture. Okay, you can even change the color of the model, or you can, if you want to apply some image texture, so you can follow this method. So in the texture tab we have the option that is image texture. Okay, now scroll down a little bit, and here you will see an option that is a new image. Okay, so simply click on open. Now let's go to the render viewport, click on this one. Okay, like this. So now let's go to the UV editing and adjust the texture according to our requirements. So simply select the cube. Now go to the, in the top we have the option UV editing. Simply go to UV editing. Okay, UVW mapping. Now wait a minute, scroll down a little bit, adjust. I'm just going to change the viewport so that we have a real-time view. Okay, now it's good. Zoom it like this. Now in the UVW mapping, simply select all these faces, or you can select independently. Okay, if I just want to select this one, these two vertices only, move it like this. Okay, again these two vertices like this, and if I want to adjust these vertices, I'll also change like this. So this is basically the UVW mapping. When you have some complex textures, you can use UVW mapping to adjust it according to the requirements. Okay. Now if I want to add different texture to the same model, then how it will be happen. Okay, so in case of this cube, if I want to apply a different texture in the top face, so what I have to do is to simply go to the, at first I'm just going to the edit mode. Okay, in edit mode we have to select face. Okay, we have three options: vertex, edges and face. So select the face, this one. Now go to the material properties, and again new slot, new material. In the base color we have the image texture, and select the texture you want to use. Okay, image, click, now assign. So as you see, we have different textures to the same model. We are going to learn how to create a 3D isometric room in Blender. Time is money, let's get started. At first I'm just going to create a simple cube. Okay, so Shift A and add a simple cube like this. Now what I have to do is simply go to the edit mode and select all the faces which I want to delete. Right, go to the edit mode, select the faces like this one, and this one. Press delete and click faces. Okay, now we have this 3D isometric room ready. You can select this room and move it a little bit like this. Okay, yeah. Now I'm going to add a simple modifier, that is solidify modifier, and it will help us to add some thickness. Okay, so go to the modify tab and add a solidify modifier. You can change the thickness like this. I think it's minus 0.19 will be good. Okay, that's good. Now check the box, that is even thickness. Okay. Moving forward, we are going to create a hole for a window. Okay, so or you can say it a space for a window. So go to the object mode again like this, cursor, add a cube like this. Now you can tweak this in X, Y and Z direction a little bit, GX in the X direction, GY or Y, and GZ in the XZ direction. Okay, now you can add a modifier, that is Boolean modifier. Click on object, then click on cube and apply. Okay, now click this one and delete. So we have the window space ready. Okay, now you can even do this for all door or windows if you have any. Okay, Next you can we are going to make a wooden floor. Okay, so going to again mesh, shift A, add a plane simple. Now you can tweak this plane according to the requirement. Like in current we have the plane that is, so you can play with the x, y and z direction. Simply gx for moving in the x direction, gy for the y and gz for the z direction. Okay, so adjust it a little bit like this. You can also give a solidify modifier to a plane. Okay, so again go to the modifier and solidify modifier, give it a thickness of 0.09. I think it's okay like this. Now we have some wooden planes in the floor. It's not quite difficult, by the way, it's simple and easy. We are just only using simple cube to model this. Okay, now I'm using a simple array modifier. Okay, so for array modifier I am just giving it a value of 1.0 in the y. Okay, now you can change the count to 3 or 4. I think 4 will be okay. Adjust the distance between these wooden planes, x, y and z direction. Now click and apply and okay, like this. So we have the floor ready to go. Next we are going to model a sofa, and for sofas again you have to shift A and add a simple cube. Okay, so everything will be tweaking with a simple mesh object like cube. Okay, so again tweak this in x, y and z direction. Like we have a very small space, so adjust it according to the requirements or according to the space we have, like this. I think it's okay. Now you have to go to the edit mode and add a loop cuts. Okay, so let's go to the edit mode. Go to the edit mode and in the left we have the loop cut option. So simply click on loop cut and add multiple loops like this. Click. Now move this loop cut x direction like this, and again one loop again. Click, then move it in this direction and one in the y direction. Okay, like this. Now you can select all the faces of the loop cuts like this, then simply extrude it to a certain height. Simple type E and extrude it like this. Okay, are you getting my point? Now we have to model a cushion for the sofas. Okay, so it is same as we model a simple cube. Again shift A, type a, go to the mesh and add a simple cube. I think it's okay. Right, now go to the modifier tab and add a simple modifier, that is bevel. Basically it is used for the smoothness of edges, so increase the segments and the amount like this. Now we have more smooth edges. Okay, moving forward, next we have to model simple cushions for the sofas. Okay, so again we are using simple cube. Shift A, mesh, go to the cube, and again you have to select even you can use bevel modifier or you can use subdivision modifier. Okay, so now we are using subdivision modifier here. Let's adjust it first in the x, y and z direction. Okay, so now let's go to the modifier tab and add a subdivision service. Now increase the levels, that is 3. Yeah, I think it's okay. Now you can type shift D and add a copy of it. Okay, shift D and click and move in the x direction. You can scale it down a little bit I think it's too big. Okay, now we are going to create a simple TV rack. Okay, so it is again done with a simple cube. Simply type Shift A and add a cube like this. Simple. Tweak this in X, Y and Z direction according to the space or the required area. Again here I am using simple go to the, at first you can tweak this and then go to the edit mode and select the face, top face. Okay, select the top face. Yeah, type I for insert, give it a little bit distance. I think it's okay. Yeah, now you can extrude it. E for extrude like this. Okay, I think it's okay. You can also play with different dimension as it is more time consuming, so I just want to clear the concept that how it is going to be modeled. So now let's go to the modeling of LED or TV. Okay, so again mesh, and I'm just going to add a simple cube. You can tweak this in X, Y and Z direction. Okay, decrease the thickness. I think it's okay. Now here you can use a simple bevel modifier. Again go to the modifier option or bevel modifier. Sorry, it's subdivision modifier, I think. Yeah, you can use bevel modifier. Okay, it will basically smoothen the edges of the mesh object. Segments, I think 8 or amount will be 0.35, right? I think it's good, or a little bit. Okay, so this is how you will model the LED or TV. Next we have to model a simple console table. Okay, console table, or you can even just model a window. Okay, so simply go to the mesh and add a cylinder for a window grills. You can change the vertices to a little bit 85 to 90 roundabout. Scale this a little bit, scale it down. Now move it to the center like this. Now SZ to scale in Z direction, and attach to the top. Here also I'm going to use a simple array modifier to have a copy of this simple mesh object. So again go to the modifier and have an array. Okay, let's just move it to the right like this. Now go to the modifier and have a simple array. Yeah, 8 counts, right? Perfect. So next we have to model a simple console table. Okay, or a coffee table. So again Shift A and add a simple cone like here. Simple cone. Tweak this according to the space. Basically the shortcut key for move is G. Okay, so if you want to move any mesh object in X direction, you have to type GX. If you want to move in Y direction, GY, and if you want to move in Z direction, GX. Plus same is the case for scale and rotate command. Okay, SX in the scale in X direction, SY for the Y, and Z for the Z direction. Okay, so you have to tweak this cone like this. Next we have to add a simple plane. I think it's too big. Yeah, You can even play with other settings. Now let's just jump into the material settings. So simply go to the material tab, and in the base color you can select any of the color. I'm just using yellow. Okay, now go to the render view, and here it is. Okay, now again for the sofa, select the sofa again, add a new slot, new material, change the color or a material you want to use. So I'm just using red. Okay, like this. You can even change other materials also. Okay, so in case of LED, simply go to edit mode, select the face. Now here I'm using simple UV editing. Okay, so again, new slot, new material, go to the base color. In base color, click on this yellow dot and add an image texture. Okay, so image texture, now click on open like this, and select the image texture you want to use. I have already downloaded it on my PC, so I'm just opening it. Wait a while. Okay, where it is, yeah, this is the photo. So open image, simple, and with the help of, now I'm using simple UV editing. So simply go to the UV editing option like this, UV editing. Now select the texture and tweak this according to the required area. Okay, so move it down, scale it a little bit like this. Now you can rotate it in the 360. Select the rotate and rotate it in the 60 like this. I think it's perfect. Okay, so next, in last we have, you can simply go to the render setting and give it a render. You can even use EV render or cycle. So I prefer you can use cycle render, as it is more realistic and time consuming. It is time taking, but I think it will give a more realistic view. Okay, so today we are going to learn how to create a professional soda can in Blender. I think this video is going to be a very informative and helpful for you. Creating soda can in Blender is a fun and relatively a simple project. So here is a step-by-step process to help you get started. So without wasting our time, let's get started. Before modeling anything, what you have to need is one reference image of some soda can. Okay, I have just downloaded an image from Google, so let's add into the scene. Shift A and add a background image of some soda can. Okay, I have just downloaded it from the pexels.com, so you can also choose any of the sites you want to. Next, let's add cylinder to the scene and add multiple loops to top and bottom according to the reference image. Okay, as you see on the screen also. Simply type Ctrl R and scroll the wheel down to create more loops. Are you getting my point? You can also play with scale and extrude command to get it more closer to the reference image. To make the can look like a soda can, you will need to add materials, okay? And the shader editor create a new material and adjust its properties. You can also add image texture and apply it to your scene, okay? As you see on the screen also. If you want to apply textures to your model accurately, you may need to unwrap it. Okay, in edit mode, select all the faces of the can, press U, and or you can choose unwrap. This will generate a UV map that can modify and apply textures to. Okay. Whereas in case of lighting and rendering, you can add lights by pressing Shift A and selecting the required light. Experiment with different lighting setups to achieve the desired effect. Okay. Once you are satisfied, you can render your final image by going to the render tab and clicking on the render button. Okay. So you can also adjust rendering settings like resolution, sample, and output format. So these steps should help you create a basic soda can model in Blender. Feel free to explore additional features and techniques to enhance your model further. So that's all from my side. I hope this video is going to be a very informative and helpful for you. So don't forget to subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon for notification. Today we are going to learn how to create a realistic grass in Blender 3.5 with the help of Blender built-in particle system, right? today we are going to learn how to create a realistic, nice and clean evening environment in Blender 3.5. If you are new to Blender, then this video is going to be a very informative for you. I have discussed each and everything in detail, whether it is texturing, UVW mapping, weight paint, and most importantly STRI. In last we will use Adobe Photoshop for post-production of final render or result. Okay, basically this is a time-lapse tutorial, but the product or result which you will get after watching this tutorial is amazing. I promise you will love the result. So without wasting your time, let's get started.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free. You know I'm addicted to you, and it's twisted, you've been gifted with the evil voodoo. Got me coming back for more, even when I've been screwed. Dolls full of pins, pierce my heart straight through. I got issues in my head, I like you in my bed, but you keep me on red. Oh, everything is like a test, I better not text or I'll come off desperate.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
So if I play dead, will you regret everything that you did, that you said? I don't think you understand what you're doing, and my heart's black and blue from the bruising. I feel like when I'm with you I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing, sitting there gaslighting and confusing. Was it me? Is it me? Am I deluded? I'm the one who's always sorry, the conclusion, even though I offer all of the solutions. I wish you loved me like I love you, it's stupid. When I'm alone with you I never feel lucid. I wish I wasn't struck by Cupid. I wish when I first saw you I knew this. When I'm with you I feel so useless, I feel diluted, my heart's been wounded. Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me? 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 Then will you get bored of killing me?
Pas de soleil, pas de soleil, pas de soleil.
Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free. You know I'm addicted to you, and it's twisted, you've been gifted with the evil voodoo. Got me coming back for more, even when I've been screwed. Dolls full of pins, pierce my heart straight through. I got issues in my head, I like you in my bed, but you keep me on red. Oh, everything is like a test, I better not text or I'll come off desperate.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed, thinking something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
So if I play dead, will you regret everything that you did, that you said? I don't think you understand what you're doing, and my heart's black and blue from the bruising. I feel like when I'm with you I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing, sitting there gaslighting and confusing. Was it me? Is it me? Am I deluded? I'm the one who's always sorry, the conclusion, even though I offer all of the solutions. I wish you loved me like I love you, it's stupid. When I'm alone with you I never feel lucid. I wish I wasn't struck by Cupid. I wish when I first saw you I knew this. When I'm with you I feel so useless, I feel diluted, my heart's been wounded. Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed, thinking something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me? Then will you get bored of killing me?
So today we will dive into the exciting world of 3D animations, and I will show you how to breathe life into your automotive designs. Whether you are a seasoned Blender user or just starting out your career, join us as we explore the techniques and tools to bring your car models to dynamic motion. So without wasting a time, let's drive your animation skills to the next level. Here I am using a Blender Kit add-on for 3D models and textures, and it doesn't matter whether you go for this add-on or something else. The main thing is you have to import some mesh to your scene, right? So let's import a car model to our scene. Basically, car animation is based on wheel movement, okay, whether it is in the forward direction or in the reverse direction. So select rim of your car, go to Object tab and set origin to geometry. Again, select the front rim, go to Object tab and set origin to geometry. Okay. Now by selecting the rim, press N on your keyboard and type hash frame star 3 in the X rotation. I repeat, hash frame star 3 in the X rotation. Now repeat this process for all the wheels. Again, press N on your keyboard, type hash frame star 3 in the X rotation. Okay. So let's play the animation. Now this is just wheel rotation. Let's animate the car with the help of keyframes. So by selecting a car, go to frame 1 and type I in your keyboard and select location, rotation and scale. I repeat, select location, rotation and scale. Okay. Now go to frame 180, move the car and set the keyframe like this. So let's play the animation. In the last step, I will be parenting camera to the scene so that when the car will be moving, camera will also follow the path. So add a camera to your scene. Set a keyframe here. Now go to frame 80, move the camera to another location and set keyframe again. Now repeat this process for more animation shots. Okay. As we wrap up our Blender car animation tutorial, I hope you have picked up valuable skills to bring your designs to life. Keep experimenting and refining your craft. Okay, so that's all for today. Don't forget to subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon for notification. So today we are going to explore the art of smooth camera animation inside Blender. In this tutorial, I will explore the essential techniques for creating fluid and captivating camera movements to enhance your animation project. So without further ado, let's get started. I had already set up a simple scene with lights, camera and mesh objects, so let's move to the animation part. Here I am using walk navigation for a smooth camera animation. Okay, so at first go to view menu, select navigation, scroll down a little bit, and in the walk navigation change the shortcut key according to your ease. Okay, after that go to frame 1, set the keyframe for location, rotation and scale. Then move to frame 200, enable walk navigation with shift F, and then with the help of W, S, A and D keys on the keyboard, move the camera to record the animation. Okay, simple as that. Then repeat the process again and again to record different shots according to your project requirements. Okay. Now the animation is ready, but when the camera moves there is some glitch in the animation, so we have to smooth the animation at first. Okay, simply go to the graph editor and type shift alt O. I repeat, shift alt O, and again you have to type alt plus O. Now as you see on the screen we have now more keyframes and a smooth camera animation. Okay, I repeat, you have to type shift alt O, then alt plus O. So this is how you can record, you can have more keyframes and a smooth camera animation. So today we will dive into the fascinating world of volumetric fog, exploring how to create stunning atmospheric effects that add depth and realism to your Blender projects. Whether you are a beginner or an experienced artist, join me as we unlock the secrets to harnessing the power of volumetric fog inside Blender. So without wasting time, let's get started. Here I've already set up a simple scene with a room, window and a camera. Either create a simple room or you can import some 3D model to the scene. Again, it totally depends upon you, right? Now the first step is to add a sky texture to the scene. So go to the word properties and add sky texture to your scene. You can change the values according to your ease, like sun size, intensity, elevation and scale. Here in my case I can change sun size to 0.02, intensity should be 1.0, elevation and rotation should be 22 and 24, and in the last, background strength should be 3, right? The next step is to add some spotlight to your scene. So type shift A and add a spotlight, right? Moving forward, next we have to apply volumetric fog effect. So for this, create a simple cube covering all four sides of your room or in the direction of sun to add some volumetric fog effect. Now by selecting the cube, go to shader editor, delete the principal BSDF default principal BSDF and add a volume scatter to the scene. I repeat, delete the default principal BSDF and add a volume scatter to the scene. Change the density to 0.1 or maybe higher according to the project requirements, right? And finally hit the render button. You can either use Eevee or cycles, but I suggest you to go for cycles render as it has more rendering abilities as compared to Eevee. So that's all for today. Don't forget to subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon for notification. Today we are going to learn how to create a professional night environment in Blender 3.5. I think this video is going to be a very informative for you. By the way, don't forget to subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon for notification. So without wasting our time, let's get started. So today we are going to learn how to use Blender node system to create glowing, mesmerizing ORB effect. Whether you are an experienced Blender artist or a curious explorer, this tutorial promises to ignite your imagination and inspire your artistic endeavors. So without wasting a time, let's get started. At first type Shift A and add a simple UV sphere to the scene. Now go to the edit mode and subdivide it multiple times, okay? Then go to the shader editor, select new material and delete the default principal BSDF. I repeat, delete the default principal BSDF, okay? Now with the help of Shift A, add a emission shader, mapping node, texture coordinate and noise. I repeat, emission shader, mapping node, texture coordinate and noise. Just plug these nodes together to get an ORB effect, right? Moving forward, next we have to animate this UV sphere. So type I on your keyboard, select location, rotation and scale. Now go to frame 180, move the UV sphere and type I on your keyboard again to insert a keyframe, right? Select the UV sphere, now go to edit mode and set origin to geometry. Then type N on your keyboard and give it a value like hash frame star 0.1 for the rotation of UV sphere. I repeat, give it a value hash frame star 0.1 for the rotation of UV sphere, okay? Now let's play the animation. In the last and final step, I will change the texture and mapping of this UV sphere while it is rotating. So go to shader editor, insert a keyframe and change the location of mapping node. I repeat, go to shader editor, insert a keyframe and change the location of mapping node. Repeat this process again and again by playing with the location of mapping node to insert different keyframe, right? So now let's play the animation. You can also add clear node in the compositing tab but it's a post-production process. Okay, so that's all for today. Don't forget to subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon for notification. So today we are going to learn how to harness the power of dynamic waves modifier in Blender. This tutorial will guide you through the process of applying and manipulating the dynamic waves modifier to achieve stunning wave effects that add depth and authenticity to your scenes. Furthermore, you will discover how to fine-tune every aspect of your waves to suit your artistic vision. And by the end of this video, you will have the knowledge and skills to bring dynamic wave surfaces to life in your Blender creation. So without wasting our time, let's get started. Okay, so let's open Blender and simply with the help of Shift A, go to the mesh and add a simple plane. Now go to the edit mode and scale it a little bit. Go to the edit mode and subdivide it in multiple times according to your needs, right? So let's go to edit mode, right click and subdivide it. I think it should be 100 number of cuts. Okay, so get back to the object mode again, right? Now here I'm using a Blender Kit add-on for models and some textures. So it doesn't matter if you want to use Blender Kit or add-on, you can download it from the Google. Okay, so let's add some duck to the scene. So now let's go to the dynamic paint and your plane would be as canvas, add canvas, and then simply in the surface option change paint to waves. Okay, now select the duck or your model, again go to dynamic paint, change to brush and add brush. Okay, so the concept is simple. The duck is your brush and the plane is your canvas, so brush and canvas. Okay, right. So now let's play the animation. Now you can see the magic. Here it is. So simple as that. You can place your models right here and there and these waves will appear like it. Okay, so the concept is simple. The brush and the canvas, the brush and the canvas, right? Now go to the shader editor or material tab, split the window like this, go to the shader editor and add bump, noise and color ramp and mix shader. Sorry, I think color ramp. Okay, search for color ramp, noise and bump and plug into the principal BSDF. It will add realism to your scene, right? You can play with the settings even more in detail so that you can get the better idea how to use these node system in Blender. I repeat, noise node, bump and color ramp, these three will definitely get some magic here. Okay, so here's the final result. I think it is I've tried my best to keep it as simple as possible. So if you have any query related to this tutorial, you can reach me out through my WhatsApp, email, or you can comment below, right? So that's all for today.